The YNW Melly trial hearings are now set to start on June 5th. However, today in court, new papers were released sharing something concerning. Here's what you need to know. The headline of the new papers filed by YNW Melly's lawyers state, and I quote, "Motion to request enforced discovery cutoff," with details stating, on or about April 10th of 2023, jury selection on this matter commenced. On April 14th, 2023, the state of Florida filed an 18-page report pertaining to forensic testing on a vehicle subject matter to this case. Then again, on May 12th, 2023, the state of Florida filed supplemental discovery adding 3 new A witnesses. Then again, on May 12th, 2023, the state of Florida filed a 68-page report on the crash date system in the vehicle where Sakchaser and Juvy are believed to have been affected, along with 2 additional supplemental reports authored by Detective Williams. Now, this is all very concerning as well as confusing. So for context on what this truly means, is right when the jury selection was done and the trial was set to begin, the feds slammed a 68-page report of evidence on YNW Melly. With the trial now beginning and them handing in the evidence so late, this now gives Melly's lawyers zero time to create defenses for Melly, as a comment on this new report went viral online, which states, and I quote, "They are trying to make Melly run out of money. They always do this to people that have reputable lawyers that cost a lot of money. You're not going to beat a case like this if you cannot afford the good lawyer anymore. Melly's been having to pay for that extremely expensive lawyer for the last 5 years, and he has not been able to go out and make any money. I don't think Melly's innocent, but he still deserves a fair trial." Now, if this was not bad enough, the interview with YNW Bortlen would resurface in the court files, as on the night of October 26, 2018, the day Sakchaser and Juvy would sadly pass, when Bortlen drove the two to the local hospital after the incident, in the process of dropping them off, the feds ended up handcuffing Bortlen to stay close by. 2 hours later, they sat Bortlen down and they talked, as they wanted to know information on what happened to the 2 YNW affiliates. Here is how it went.
And I'm driving, ducking for my life, trying to make sure I don't get hit. And you telling me, you telling me about shit. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to make sure I don't get hit. I'm driving. I'm trying to make sure I don't get hit. You know what I'm saying? What I'm gonna be worried about? You know what I'm saying?
I know it's not for you to worry about.
Crazy, bro.
But if you tell me it happened there's got to be some evidence there. There's going to be broken glass, just like there's broken glass over here from when you guys opened the doors and stuff like that. Okay, there's going to be broken glass over there when the windows got out. There's going to be casings from the people at your car. Okay, there's going to be evidence over there. Okay, right now, there's nothing. I kind of think I know what happened because I got information.
Shortly after, YNW Melly and YNW Bortlen were obviously arrested, as at the end of the clip, you can tell the Fed didn't believe a single word that Bortlen was saying. However, 4 months into their jail time, YNW Bortlen would be released on bail, leaving YNW Melly in jail all by himself, which would raise a major red flag, and with this being released, it now leaves many to believe that YNW Bortlen snitched on YNW Melly in trial. However, the detectives then found the truth of Sakchaser and Juvy's passing, which he would later share in the courtroom, as Detective Christopher Williams announced in court when the 4 YNW affiliates left the recording studio on October 26, 2018. YNW Bortlen was the driver of the vehicle. GPS evidence tracked through YNW Melly's cell phone would show Bortlen driving the vehicle down a back road, then pulling into a parking lot located on a side street and driving towards the furthest corner in the back. This would be away from any surrounding homes and/or witnesses. Now, the feds believe Melly and Bortlen already created a plan to set up Sakchaser and Juvy. So while they got to the corner of the parking lot, Bortlen would create a distraction inside of the car. Meanwhile, YNW Melly would do the act towards Juvy and Sakchaser. As after the incident was done, the GPS evidence then shared that Bortlen and Melly sat in a vehicle parked in the back of a parking lot for roughly 40 30 minutes, not having an urge to get Sakchaser and Juvy any sort of medical attention at all. But it also showed that Melly stepped out of the vehicle and walked around it before sprinting home on foot, not even going to the hospital with his two best friends. Allegedly, this is when YNW Melly walked around the vehicle. He used his firearm towards it, making the car appear as if it went through some sort of drive-by and then sprinted away. Now, after that GPS evidence confirmed very weird behavior by YNW Melly, the next step was to find the motive. Why would YNW Melly want to do this? After months of research, they realized that days before the passing of Sakchaser and Juvy, Sakchaser was caught messing around with Melly's at-the-time girlfriend. Melly's ex-girlfriend's mother did a deposition with the feds. As during the interview, the police officer asks the girlfriend's mom, "Were you aware that Sakchaser sent your daughter some rather special type of photos?" She responds, "Yes, I am." He asks, "You saw those pictures?" She replies, "I didn't see them, but she called me, and then they came over. She was in Tallahassee during that time, and she told me about them." Now, this could very easily be seen as a motive for YNW Melly to do this act towards Sakchaser, as the setting of Sakchaser and Juvy's passing almost seemed too perfect as a retaliation. However, one more motive would pop up. It was revealed that YNW Sakchaser was set to receive $200,000 from YNW Melly and his record label, 300 Entertainment. However, just a few weeks prior to Sakchaser getting this offer, YNW Melly's mom would post this online.
Show me text messages from Sakchaser, all her friends, and all these people. Like, he's about this life. But I'm sitting here like, who you ever out of? What you ever did? You couldn't even take charge. If you don't sit your down and don't ever come for me, because my credentials is real. It ain't even a joke. So don't ever try to come for me, because I don't even play them type of games. Like, what you got that I ain't got? Oh, you your little. I got big. At the end of the day, Melly is my child.
So this created a real mystery for law enforcement. Melly has stated millions of times that his mother is the most important thing in his life. Someone goes after her, there could be another motive to retaliate. Now, this seemed like a very possible motive, so the feds wanted to find answers. The feds went directly to Melly's record label, 300 Entertainment, so they can investigate the record deal. However, the detective explained that the company refused to honor their subpoena. The feds would then go on to ask YNW Sakchaser's mother about the record deal in a March 2022 deposition. Though she specified she didn't know exactly who the alleged payment was from or what it was even for, she said that her son reached out to her a few days before he passed, where she says, and I quote, "My son hysterically called me," she said. "He was very concerned about my whereabouts. He was concerned about his sister's whereabouts. He was just concerned, like something was gonna happen to us. And then he told me that he would not get his money." She continued saying, "He said, I'm probably not gonna get my $200,000. I'm probably not even gonna get my money." Now, after dropping many hit songs such as Tropical and Backend, this is what got the attention of Melly's record label. According to records, they claim that if Melly did the act towards Sakchaser to avoid paying the $200,000, then Melly would be obligated to face the penalty, as he committed the crime for financial gain. However, with all of the evidence now in the world going against Melly, things would even end up getting worse, as we would see reports of YNW Melly appears to be in good spirits at his trial, where he is facing double life charges has now officially begun, sharing many new photos of YNW Melly in court, with Melly smiling at the new jury, hoping that everything will go good. However, this was abruptly ended, as YNW Melly was asked by the judge why did he try breaking out of jail, or at least a small attempt. Now, the Broward County Jail where YNW Melly is currently locked up has close ties with the judge in YNW Melly's case, which is obviously just another funny coincidence. However, the Broward County Jail where Melly is locked up did an interview with Complex, where they mentioned in court on April 11th, 2022, the Broward Sheriff's Office received a confidential tip regarding inmates Nicholas Lewis and Jamal Demons. Both housed in the same unit at the main jail, planning an escape from jail by having Demon's attorney bring in 2 handcuff keys in order to help with the escape. Additional information provided by the source was that Lewis had an item that is illegal in jail, as well as narcotics that were not prescribed to him. The statement continues saying, jail authorities searched Lewis's jail cell after the tip, which came from another inmate. They found multiple illegal items as well as narcotics for which he did not have a prescription. Melly's cell was also searched. However, nothing was found except food from the commissary and an excessive amount of jail-issued clothing. Now, this all started when another inmate inside of Melly's cell block was walking past Melly and Lewis having lunch. Allegedly, this inmate overheard Melly speaking about breaking out of jail, which he would immediately go tell a security guard in hopes of getting some extra outside time. Now, YNW Melly's mother would even react to the situation.
Okay, so I'm at work and I just seen this crazy story. First of all, this is just another tactic for them to try to literally just tarnish my son's character and everything. They do not want him having attorney visits in person, which will cause for ineffective counsel. So we went to court for that, and they took his phone calls and they have him locked down. They had no evidence whatsoever that his attorneys did anything wrong to prove these accusations, but they knew it would get picked up by the media. So when we get ready to pick a jury, hopefully within the next 2 weeks, it's gonna be, oh, this kid tried to escape. Oh, this kid tried to do all these things. This is all fake because they do not have a case.
As in the video, Melly's mom mentions how the feds have absolutely zero evidence against him, so the prosecutors are just trying to make him look bad in front of the jury. Melly's manager, 100K Trek, would defend Melly's mom, stating that he has great defenses on his side.
He built a real great solid team away from just being innocent, because he wouldn't do such a crime. He prepared himself and got a proper, defense. Their job is to handle their stuff in trial, not on social media. You guys are taking it that way. If they say they got DNA in a car, I'm just gonna tell you, Melly DNA was found in the car. You're gonna think, yeah, his DNA was found in the car the day of the. Oh, he jumped in a car and his DNA was in the car. He did it, okay? But you're not gonna put the fact that this was his car for 6-7 months on those documents and dockets and just automatically be like, yo, he's fried. You don't even know what the defense is. You don't even know what the rebuttal is. You don't even know why that situation occurred. You hear ballistics flying. You don't know what the defense is. You hear this, you hear that. You get what I'm saying?
I'm gonna be honest.
Even with them stating that the evidence is slim, I was actually able to find the evidence against Melly. Evidence backing that Melly could be guilty of this crime. This was found by Detective Williams, as he is known to be one of the greatest detectives in the United States. Williams reconstructed the scene of the crime. He purchased the exact same model Jeep that they were driving in. He then built human-like figures, the exact same height and weight as all 4 YNW affiliates. Placing them all in the vehicle in the same spots they were sitting in, he would then use firearms towards the figures, and everything lined up the exact same. Now, it also revealed that Melly most likely did this act 8 inches away from their faces. However, it was also found using the stick method, where Detective Williams used plastic sticks to match the trajectory of where a firearm could have been used, that all signs of where Juvy and Sakchaser were affected all had to have been sitting from Melly's seat. This was obviously found after they were examined at the hospital. I'm curious, do you guys believe Melly's innocent, or do you think he's guilty? Let me know in the comments.